We haven't actually seen as much Puck as I expected. He's kind of...
He's been banned a few times, though.
Yeah, been banned a couple of times and still hasn't completely found his footing. Talents got changed a little bit, but no instant cast stuns. Puck's pretty good versus those. Especially, I don't know, though. Tiny with his status resistance. That stat resistance is crazy. Very good burst, though, versus a Tiny. Very good counter initiation, too, versus the Tusk.
Just looking back on the last couple of events, Dota Pit Main, where Puck was joint most picked, 7th most picked or banned, and 2nd most picked or banned during the recent Summit qualifiers as well. So he's still there.
Yeah, his illusory orb travel distance got changed to tiers, so you can actually take. Before it was that or the 420 GPM, and 420 GPM is just too hard to pass up most of the time. But now it got moved down a tier so that you can actually get both. You can get 420 GPM and you can get like 40% faster orb speed, which I think goes a long way to making his late game a lot more viable.
I don't think it's going to be an offlane Puck. I feel like it would get bullied. I see like something like Timbersaw still being a pretty good option for them, especially with what they're up against.
I mean, they can just safe lane the Puck too, though. I think safe lane Puck versus Omni is fine.
G does have a number of games on Puck, as does Afterlife. Do have some options.
Wrong team. Paul.
What? Oh, of course.
It's okay.
Yeah. No, it's late.
It is late.
And if Vega Squadron had picked Puck, then they do have some options, of course, because G and Afterlife both play. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
So they moved back to the Omni Knight, which they didn't actually have that much success with. They didn't seem like, Omni Knight was just the hero that you had to get rid of in the draft. Because it wasn't that great. The core still built BKBs. Omni Knight still got kited well. They weren't playing well around the Omni, nor was the Omni supporting them that well. I'm a little bit surprised to see them go back for it, especially with some of the supports left in the pool. Abba has been regarded as one of the weaker heroes in this patch, but he is one of the better heroes against Bane. Bane pretty much can't do that much.
Very underused, though.
Very underused. Yep. He is
both in the meta and in this team, I might add.
That hero is just not picked up very often at all.
So how do they run that? Do they give that to Z Freak, I suppose?
Sounds like a Moo hero to me.
Does it?
Yeah. Moo loves those super annoying offlaners that you can farm a lot with. And you switch from 3 to 1 back to 3.
So then you give Chessie the Puck.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Which means they leave Z Freaks till last.
Could they run 4 Abba? I don't know. 4 Abba just seems really weak. I think the hero needs a lot of farm.
Yeah.
And levels, actually, more importantly than farm.
You're right.
But why Abba, though?
What does it go with? They could pick if it is a 3, then we need a 4. And is there a game-changing 4 that you pick 5th that they wouldn't expect?
There's still AA available. I don't know if that's something they consider here.
Does not sound like a Z Freak hero.
He does play it. It's his 7th most picked.
5 seconds remaining.
But it does protect their squishier cores, and you see that from Vega as well. Like this, a propelled Tiny looks pretty scary.
What about a Z Freak Rubik?
Rubik just banned.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Oh, damn. Damn. Because there would have been lots of lovely steals down there, wouldn't there?
Yeah, Rubik often seen as a better Omni Knight than Omni Knight.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it is a 4 Abba?
So, yeah, maybe it is.
What is happening?
This is very odd.
What
we
does
don't really know where.
do?
Yeah.
So Black, tell us, please.
So it's like solely to deal with, to like counter the Bane. It feels like at this point.
They could have picked SD though, right? SD is far more common as a pickup to counter to the Bane. So he offers Curse of Avernus, which is, I mean, Curse of Avernus is really good for tower hitting, and their lineup is terrible at tower hitting. So I can kind of see that.
He's a hero that's good against, like, even as a support, he's fairly good against burst. So he's someone that you can actually put up front, which you don't really have in their lineup. And, like, you don't really want to blow around his spells on him because you can't blow him up.
But what do you do in lane, though?
Shields.
Like,
but I'll tell you what it also does. It has Vega asking these same questions.
You can have a pretty strong dual lane.
They're sitting there going, where are they playing those things? Where are they going?
You can have a pretty strong dual lane with the Ursa. And, you know, if you probably want to put the Ursa in the Omni Knight lane and then it can become pretty problematic.
Yeah.
I'm just not scared of an ABBA support, no matter like what
Nope.
position I am. It's ABBA support. I mean, if he gets a lot of farm, yeah, but.
I mean, personally, I'm more
Curious.
concerned about where that sword keeps going behind Puck.
That's the curse of Avernus, dude.
Oh.
That's what they call it.
Now I know why.
Oh, man.
Come on, Vega Squadron. Bail us out of this horrifically...
A one position. I mean, with Omni Knight, your options are just. There, you have so many options. I see Quap pretty commonly with Omni. Storm has been banned out. Death Prophet, I think, is always good with the defensive support like that.
Dance band.
Death Prophet's banned? Oh, yeah, they
Yeah.
banned it out.
Medusa. Oh, Viper, right. Okay.
Viper has the break.
Right, so let's just hold this screen if we can, production, for as long as we possibly can, so we can figure out... Because look, even compLexity don't know where they're going yet.
Okay, it is Mu Abba. So who's
okay.
the 4?
So Zifrig's going to pick up the Puck as a 4,
What?
which is odd. Kyle's the Ogre, which we already knew. Chessie will take the Ursa, and Gyro will go with Limp.
I'm just going to go. I'm going with Vega. 4
The
puck.
bailout on the I don't know what they're doing.
4/5 puck, I'm just not a fan of. I've seen it done before.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
it's Z-Freak, dude.
it
If
is
anyone can
Z-Freak.
do the 4 puck, then it's him, surely. It turns into a 3,
puck.
but it turns into a 3.2.
4 puck.
It's a 3.2.
I'm still with this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jack, can I
can't find
persuade
it
you?
in my heart.
Can I persuade you to go with the compLexity
I
boys?
was
Because they know what they're doing here.
I was persuaded before I saw anything. I believe in the compLexity.
God damn it, man. I
I'm
love
going
you.
with compLexity this game.
Good
It ain't
man.
Dota.
You are a man that's going to be predicting correctly at the end of this because we all know how bad Malini's predictions are. Let's send you over to our commentary team where we have a surprise for you for the final series of the night. Do enjoy.
Yeah, we decided to bring this guy in. Being in China, you spend so much time in China, so we decided to bring in Black to cast 2 teams which are not China.
Yeah, excited to be on a European series, even though I'm the China expert.
It's almost like you also were from Europe, but you were disowned.
Yeah, my family doesn't like me, man.
Wow, that's dark.
But it's all right.
That's dark. Well, what would your family like more, you or the compLexity draft? Do you believe in this 4, or as Paul was trying to force meme, 3.22 position puck?
I mean, I've seen it before to average success, so I don't really believe in it, but Z3 can make it work. That guy's greedy.
Jesse, you're #1 with me.
That picture's hilarious, man.
What is it with these bitches? What is this from Z-Freak? Like, hey mom, I could do shadow puppets on the wall.
And Moo looks normal.
Moo is that's that close up. That's that. And so with the days of our lives, Moo discovers that his father is in fact his brother. It's the seems good, man. It's the seems. That's the greatest grid ever.
These pictures are pretty hilarious, man.
Seems bad, Siva. Alright, so let's look at our lanes and how they're all unfolding a little bit. So Z-Freak is doing the block for mid. Limp will be running that mid gyrocopter. Kyle will be doing what Kyle normally does. He'll be headed towards that mid to babysit with the Ogre. So the matchup they're up against is a Viper. Very difficult to kill. God will be happy just to tank through this lane. Even if they do try and just harass him out with homing missile. He'll have support rotating in the form of the Bane to help him out in just a bit. While up on the top, that's where Z-Freak starting his rotation to try and work with that offlaner, the Abaddon, who is up there. Moo going up against Afterlife. So Abaddon versus the Omni Knight with a little bit of assistance from a Puck. We'll see what assistance he does do, and that leaves our last lane, which is the Ursa. And, I mean, the Tuskar as well as the Tiny versus the Ursa. I was right. I don't know why I corrected myself. Going head-to-head on that bottom lane. Trees and claws. Trees and claws.
Yeah, should be a slight laning advantage for Vega Squadron. They should be able to win middle and bottom lane pretty handily. But top lane is going to be a bit problematic for them.
Chessie is really trying to keep these Fury swipes up on Slayer as well as Seema, as well as Aloha. Try and keep them a little bit cautious about staying in close.
Yep. Gotta be scared for 15 seconds every time you get hit.
Good move from Kyle, at least able to scout out Zach moving in through the side, but as I say that, Shard blocked in, has to consume an extra tree to get himself further away. Chessie wants to try and fight this one, the early stun, and they've got the damage. Slayer, he's losing so much life, and Chessie will take the last drip of it from him, including the gold for first blood, as Slayer dies on that bottom lane.
Wait, they made it look pretty easy there, huh?
They really did.
It was like a 3v2 lane, they just get the first blood like that?
Well, you rotate in from the side, you move away from any kind of presence of the creep wave. And I suppose, what is your offlaner really going to do to stop this?
I mean, if you like triple aggro Tiny like this, and you don't win the lane, you're going to have some problems. Wait, how's top lane looking? Alright, Abaddon's losing. Abaddon's actually winning against the Omni-Knight as well.
He's 11 or 12-3 versus the 7-1 with more creep waves coming in. Z-Freak has managed to actually find some levels here. I'm not exactly certain exactly what harassment he's doing. Like, he comes in with Orb of Venom. At least he can keep the range away from Afterlife. Orb forward, body block him up. They've got the double slows going to work on Afterlife. He'll reach his tier 1 tower and burn that salve. Z-Freak is itching to cancel it, but he will not be able to do it.
Honestly speaking, I haven't really seen much of his position for Puck, but he's doing a lot of work in harassing his Omni-Knight out of the lane, and he's doing it very successfully too.
Well, we'll put the pressure on Scriff. It's only the last series of the day. Scriff, we still believe in you to see all of this, but we would like to see how this top lane unfolds. The bottom lane is going to be the aggressive one. Phase shifting to try and dodge his attacks, baits in Afterlife, and then Moo just shields him up. Another quick jaunt forward, Z-Freak. See, you know, this actually makes me happy to watch Z-Freak play this, just because it's going to be one of these heroes which it doesn't fit the position right. But if he can make it work, if he can showcase his skills to that point, then this could be so good. Shards, blocks out Chessie. He can't finish the job, and actually locking in Kyle. I say locking in Kyle, it doesn't really lock him in. Not unless Tiny can get over there, and Tiny, well, he is carrying that tree. Lift with your legs, not your back. 3 heroes together. Everyone says hi to the dumbass ogre. He'll get that quick little ignite off, but Chessie trapped inside the shards, trying to fight his way back out. This needs more damage, but thanks to the avalanche, the stuns will sustain. The Ursa can't get the last swipe off, and they'll end up losing 2 on that bottom lane, 1 apiece.
I'm a bit surprised the Puck isn't rotating bottom, because the Omni-Knight is more than happy to tank that lane while winning the other 2 lanes, and the Puck isn't really doing much top anymore. Whereas bottom, he could have actually gotten 1 or 2 kills.
Well, can he really help enough on this bottom lane?
Well, but the thing is, what is he doing top lane? Because it's an Omni-Knight, and Omni-Knight can't really be kept down too much. But like,
how to try and get Fury swipes off you? Shard to physically block, and then toss away the Ursa. But Ursa's just having more fun with Slayer. He's already used the shards. 1 more swing of the claws. Still enough, but he'll have an extra 1. Movement speed belonging to that Ursa warrior. And that is just kill after kill on this bottom lane.
Yeah, bottom lane is definitely the action lane. I'm really worried about this Omni actually now. Now, after looking at the CS and the net worth, Omni is at 1.2k net worth and Abaddon is at 2.4k net worth. I didn't expect it to be that bad.
Yeah.
It's like double his net worth.
It just seems like that double slow harassment, the body blocking, it was just enabling Moo to burn through the early consumables of Omni-Knight. Like, he's got stick as well as boots with a stout shield.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a lot to work with, and you know how the Abaddon works on this offlane. He's very willing to dive underneath the towers, and with the very early level 6s going to be coming the way of Moo, with the money behind him as well.
Yeah, his early phase boots actually make it very, very hard for the Omni-Knight to lane 1v1 now. And the Puck also rotated bottom to make sure that the Ursa has a really good lane now. They might have to switch soon with the Tiny, because Tiny will not have a good lane bottom anymore. But then again, top lane he won't have a good lane either.
Yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to send the Omni-Knight to the off lane against an Ursa warrior?
It's going to be a bit problematic. Vega's going to have a problem figuring out how to solve their lanes, I think.
Oh, there's those Fury swipes stacking up once more. Can't toss them far enough away, but the Avalanche will create a little bit of space. And as I said, not far enough away. Too slowed down on too many fronts.
Yeah, they're gonna have a huge laning problem now. Tiny can't really go top or bottom, and neither can Omni Knight. So they will have to forfeit 2 lanes. Of course, mid lane they're doing quite well. Even though Gyro is even winning CS mid lane. I don't know how that's happening.
I would beg the question, like how do you get yourself, like how do you change the lanes? So you bring Bane up towards the top to work now with the Omni. You manage to trigger off Moo's ultimate, but support can obviously TP in pretty quickly, and then this kind of stuff happens. Do you move the Viper, or do you need to keep the Viper where he is until he's got a specific item?
Well, Viper can't really move it. He doesn't even have boots, so he definitely has to stay middle for a bit longer. But I think they'll have to get like a 4-man gang.
Call down. Liv's done his own rotation. They managed to dodge both the rockets, however, but they didn't manage to pull in the Bane, so he ends up going down, and Slayer sacrifices himself. So Aloha can reach the tower, and God does TP in, but it's all a little too late. Aloha's already pulling the creep wave back up again, and complexity's got what they wanted from this, so you force a rotation and wasted time from God, and you got yourself 2 kills for it.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have boots, so he's very slow to get back to the mid lane. He should have just stayed there and pressured the mid tower, but then when you're a Viper, you can't really do that either. And there was a hasted gyro, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Hasted gyro, bought a TP, instant rotation, very, very well done. At this point, they'll have to rotate like 4 heroes top lane just to kill the Abaddon and make sure the Tiny gets like a little bit of space, because he really can't stay bottom anymore.
And I suppose, like, if you do that, then you kind of make it possible for complexity even start jungling a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. But right now they're pretty far behind, and they can't really lane anymore. So they gotta give up. They gotta give up something.
Oh, they're gonna give up the Bane by the looks of it. The shards didn't block out Chessie. They needed to. The snowball. Here she goes again. A quick jaunt up onto the hill. So Z-Freak just sits there waiting with superior positioning to kill off more and more. He even picked up a bounty rune while he's in the neighborhood. One more attack up the hill. Here comes the Orb Slayer. He's just salving up for the moment, and that's the reason why Z-Freak didn't jaunt. And it'll be caught out by the Tiny and brought down.
Easy kill for the Tiny.
This top lane.
I mean, it's just like the 2 stupid heroes hitting each other.
Yeah. I was like, okay, so who's going to win this one? Oh, come at me, bro. Come at me. Okay, we're both very, very low. Purified. Oh, I got shield. Ah.
Oh, Omni's actually in trouble.
Wow.
He might be dead now.
Wow, yeah, Z-Freak comes in at the perfect time.
Yeah, Omni's dead.
He's so quick with his movements. Oh, move! The Rift.
Nah, don't worry, Moo calculated everything.
Yeah, and now Z-Freak will get his level 6 by sitting up on the top lane. Moo will back up to Shrine.
Yeah, Abaddon is actually working on Helm of Dominator. I really like that choice. It's a very good item on the hero. He can pressure out a lot of lanes. And gives them some of the push that they really lack, because Gyro and Ursa both don't really push towers. So building that item makes up for that.
Well, shards out. Chessie being trapped inside of it. They don't have the control, or at least not the control while still being able to impact damage. And okay, well, here they go. Buff up Chessie. He's been shielded. He's been bloodlusted, and then he notices there's 4 heroes here, and they don't want it.
And then now both the Omni and Abaddon suddenly bottom lane. They both TP'd there.
Well, Puck's not ready to rotate either. Like, he already moved up towards the top lane. Oh, Chessie! He doesn't find the kill straight away. They're trying to snowball him out. Instead, the Nightmare allowing Moo just to sustain. He's got that ultimate up and running. He wants to take some burst damage, forcing Afterlife to do some kind of revenge attack. It's over for the May at the moment. Chessie keeps the attack going. Purification. It hits pretty hard into that Ursa Warrior. Doesn't know how to get out of here, and they just toss God into the fight. Chessie, he needs his quick swipe damage while Limp rotated off that middle lane down to the bottom. He's already dropped the rockets. That call down, trapping out the Tiny, so they get a 1-for-1 trade off the Tiny for the Ursa, which at this point is a good trade-off for Vega. And everyone's going back to their laning phase.
It was actually a bit lucky because the Gyro has another haste rune. But at the same time, the Puck is getting a lot of space top. He almost has his Veil completed as a support Puck minute 10. There's sometimes the timing you see from a mid Puck when he has a bad lane. It's like the same Veil timing, so...
Do you think this is actually worth the trade-off? Like, I know you needed to get level 6 over on Z-Freak, and I think he got it by the time that fight began. Would have been better just to bring him down and have the Dream Core to help him out.
I think the Dream Core could have changed the fight
for
for
sure.
sure.
So much trouble. With the Viper Strike, Limp will easily die.
It's a level 2, 3 of it. No, won't be able to kill him.
All the way from the other side.
Well done. Now we got his Veil ready.
See, there's the value, man. That's the value. That's the point of the 3-2-2 position, Z-Freak.
Yep. I mean, I don't know. He just makes it work. So far, he has a pretty good game.
Yeah, he's been everywhere. Wait until the Drake Dream calls.
I mean, look at his net worth. He's above Ursa as well as Omni Knight as a position 4 puck.
Just keep being involved.
Yeah. Ursa's actually looking to go Vlad first before Blink. So they don't really have any tempo controller right now.
Oh, Z-Freak.
All right, what's going to happen?
Quick pause. Is the Dream Call wide enough to grab both?
No.
So he's got to make a choice.
Yeah. I think he's going to go for the Bane. Because he has the status resistance, it doesn't really make sense to coil him.
So, coil the Bane. Force, but then if you do that, the Tiny is just going to turn around and avalanche toss, or at least avalanche the gyro and keep him out of the fight. So...
Actually, from this position, it might be just enough to get both. Probably not. That would be a pretty big AoE,
work
right?
out the radius.
Yeah, it's a pretty big AoE, right?
It is. And if he throws it in the middle and he's not right, he'll get no.
They didn't get none. Yeah, that's what happens a lot. Actually, when pucks are like on the edge on both, and then they get no one, and they're gonna be so damn angry. The Gyrocopter's actually TPing top as well. Got a call down ready. I think we just go for the safe Bane kill, to be honest, if you can't get both. Right. I'm pretty sure you cannot kill this Tiny.
It's either that or you let them walk. They may actually choke point themselves anyway. So let's check it out. Z-Freak.
So they're going for the Tiny?
He goes directly for the Tiny. Bane's the neighborhood. Call down is on the way. Slowing them both down. Second rocket will connect. And now Bane, he's kind of sacrificing himself. The homing missile will connect. Purification's out. Afterlife joining this engagement on the top. And with that movement speed, trying to chase down Limp or at least push him back to the tower, which will be successful. But once again, we have two cores in the same lane.
From Vega. But I think they should have just gone for the Bane, because Bane was just a freebie there, and now they ended up getting nothing. Even though they
do force rotations, that's the upside.
Yeah, it is. But they would have forced the rotation regardless, and still gotten the kill. Well, meanwhile, Viper pressured mid tower down to half health.
And having that double damage going to help him do it even more. With Afterlife behind him, trigger the ulti of Mu. Now 60 seconds, while he's going to be a little bit more cautious. He can burn the fortification for this. These homing missiles.
Just farming the stack there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, mid lane, God takes the tower. So double damage goes to work. compLexity still with a small gold lead on the map. A lot of this is, in fact, on Z-Freak more than anybody else.
Yeah, the Abaddon actually has to be careful. If he stands in a Nether Toxin and he's broken from that spell, he has to manually click the ult. It won't passively trigger. So if he forgets that, he will actually just die.
Well, don't forget.
The Tiny's going for a Shadow Blade after drums. Usually we see Saint Yasha into Shadow Blade.
We've actually had multiple builds on the mainstream today. So we had Blink Dagger, which was the compLexity build.
Was it carry Tiny as well, or
it was mid Tiny with IO support?
Oh, mid Tiny, yeah. Okay, then
yeah.
Blink makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
And then the resulting, what was it, LFI who did it, and they ran Shadow Blade first Tiny.
First.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was actually wonderful. It was like
Threat Shadow Blade, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It was some really good damage.
Oh yeah.
Really good initiation more than anything else.
Well, Bane is getting level 6 top lane right now.
What is that attack speed of move?
Yeah, that's because of Bloodlust and the Helm of Dominator, as well as the Curse of Awareness.
Just beating the crap out of that tower. Moves forward to God. Z-Freak gets the double.
Dream
Call again. Try and snowball them out. The snap stuns. Oh, they won't have an effect while inside the snowball, but they pull them down far enough. They can toss them like a pancake. The Tusker ends up going down. Afterlife, just a harassment purification. But this mid tower, there's not a lot Vega can do to actually stop this from dying.
This Abaddon's going to be a huge problem now. They actually don't really have anything to deal with him.
Is Chessie going to slip into Roshan? Like, you got the Abaddon, who can tank up Roshan for him, but...
And he just got his Morbus mask, so it's definitely possible. Like, the two of them smoke in while the other three try to like find a pickup or do some fake aggression.
These missiles.
They don't currently have a smoke, though. Not on the courier.
Do you actually build into a... he's going Manta style on the gyro. Like, do you still just go for that standard build up on the gyro, or do you try and like get some magic amplification? I know you're up against a Viper, but
I don't know whether he will actually finish that Manta, to be honest. You can't It's not really that good this game.
Well, he's got Mask of Madness as his first item.
Yeah, Mom first is usually the build, and then they go into Saint Yasha BKB. Manta is really awkward on Gyro. It's not really like a very good item on him, I think.
Why?
I mean, it just doesn't really add much to his kit, you know? It's like what can you dodge with Manta this game anyway? It's like one Viper Strike, I guess?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. You can like
mess around with Nightmare.
I mean, it's not terrible. I just feel like going into Saint Yasha and BKB gives you the movement speed advantage as well as the MAME, which is really, really important against the Tiny especially.
Well, Avalanches are going to reach Z-Freak, knowing that that Dream Call, that Illusionary Orb is on cooldown for half a second. Silence, Jaunt, and
throwing a tree after.
Random tree toss. Z-Freak's gotten so much space by doing what he's doing. He's almost got the Blink Dagger. Like
Let's be careful now, though.
He's going to buy Treads instead. Another quick Jaunt down. Does he try and play it next level? No, he'll go the default. Run away. Burn Dream Coil. Even
nice
face
one.
shift so no Fiend Script can connect.
That was really well done.
Wasting a lot of time on both Tiny as well as Bane.
What is Abaddon going for? Abaddon's going for Solar Crest next.
Okay.
So he's going for the full support build pretty much.
So, Solar Crest plus the Vlads, which is completed on Ursa.
It's just a very free Roche.
Yeah, it's a very easy Roshan.
Yeah.
So maybe that's when we beg the question, like, can Vega contest or can Vega do it first?
They could contest, but only if they go like right now, because
yeah, Ursa's in the pit now.
Ursa's in the pit already, but they're scouting
and
straight.
then the shards instantly from Slayer.
They're still gonna commit to it though. It's gonna be very hard to fight CoL in the pit, even though they don't have Dream Coil.
You gotta go, like, it's a level 2 call down they're gonna have to fight into in the choke point.
All
so
right,
here comes
down.
the call down, and if Z-Freak jumps, he's not going to. Not much reason to. Chessie's already got the Aegis, the Immortal Slayer, rolling boulders out towards the Ancients. They won't find their target, and thanks to the shards, Chessie is the only one in a position that can continue the chase. So the only big ability which compLexity had to burn was Call Down, but they've just seen the stack and limp. How quickly did he just arrive? Dinner is served. He has lasagna for Chessie.
Yeah, dollar bills in his eyes.
Quick snowball back into the mid. Slayer trying to keep his distance from the rest of compLexity.
Player's middle tower is under attack.
What items are we looking at? compLexity really need Blink Daggers right now. Like, that's the only thing holding them back from taking all these towers. Puck needs 1.2k for Blink, Ursa needs 800 gold for Blink.
Wait, is he actually back at 1.2k now? Because he was at 1.1k gold and then bought his treads.
You mean the Puck, right?
Yeah, the Puck.
Yeah, he got a lot of gold. He's very rich.
Yeah, he's back up to 930. In just the last couple of minutes, he's found that much money.
What I'm wondering about most is whether he's really going to finish up the Manta Style or not. Because he still has it in quick buy.
And it looks like he's set on his ways. Oh, Z-Freak. He's actually going to solo the bait.
Why not?
Sure.
I mean, at this point, he kind of has the same money as an offlane Puck would have.
Yeah.
So
it was the double damage rune that gave him the extra. You just don't see it because of the cosmetic.
Alright, yeah, you actually can't see the DD, yeah.
Yeah.
My Bane was like, nah, I'm fine.
That's pay to win right there.
And also Bloodlust on top. He actually hits so fast.
Oh god. God. Chessie. Oh god. Moo's gonna try and help him out the slow. He's at least got the Hurricane Pike, but he used it just to push himself down and not pushing the Ursa away. The shards! It pushes him out just in time. God, he's got the rocket chasing him down. They snowball into protect, but then again it pushes him forward. Now the Gyrocopter will fall. Guardian Angel turns on for Vega Squadron and then ready to fight. Isolate Moo. He's got the ult. He gets a lot of his life back again. Z-Freak poking through the rear, trying to distract Vega. They were distracted for half a second, but then they focus once more, moving towards Moo. He'll bring him down. A quick shield up, so they'll take a little bit more damage, snowballing him and moving on to Kyle. Swindles will be dropped before he can even get a toe in the water.
They need to take it a bit easy because without the Puck or Ogre around, they actually don't have any stuns. They only have slows. And it's so hard to actually kill a Viper if you can't lock him down. And they should just wait until I farm their Blink Daggers. 400 on Puck and another 200 on Ursa. They should just wait for it and then get aggressive afterwards, not before. It's kind of like an anti-timing.
Well, let's have a look at it again. So this is their first initiation on God. And then he pushes himself down and actually compLexity, they keep the chase going.
It was way too deep. They should never have chased after that.
And then the Gyro being locked down.
And they had
almost
like no
a
stunts,
full duration Fiend Script.
But the thing is, the only thing that can stop the Fiend Script is like a precast rocket, an Ogre, or a Puck. But Puck didn't have anything ready because he just solo killed the Bane. And yeah, they definitely need to be careful.
Also stopping compLexity from hunting, and there it is, Z-Freak control once more. Dream Call Snap will come out, but hey, who cares about that when you're a tiny? Cooldown's on the way, you got the homing missile coming too. Such high movement speed with that drum charge trigger. And now we'll watch it be stunned for 0.0001 second. Night.
Oh, almost.
Tried to...
He tried. That's all that counts.
Tiny doesn't care anyway. They just burn the shrine, bring him back up again, and life is great.
So Omni went back for Midas after the drums. I don't know if I like that, because he already has a 90 GPM talent. Yeah, we'll see. A bit greedy, I guess.
Need more money.
The Bane is actually really poor. But so is Ogre, as to be expected.
Yeah.
I mean, Ogre can't have any money when your Puck is that rich.
Oh, Jesse needs help with that Observable as well as Bane patrolling the back line of the tower.
But he still has an Aegis. They want to take this fight. I think Puck just wants to heal up.
Well, they're going to find an opportunity. They could potentially just try... Oh, wait. He can blink out there. The acid came down. Thought they would actually put the blink on cooldown, but
no, the damage comes after 1 second. So you actually have like a second to blink after. And you just get broken instantly. But the damage doesn't arrive straight.
Well, Chessie reacts. They kill off the Bane. And Vega will stop their push. And instead it's going to be Afterlife getting attacked up on top. Damn, Limp just moves so damn quickly with Phase Boots and Mask of Madness triggered.
Yeah, and that's before the 50 movement speed talent that he gets on level 20.
Do you still get that when you've got all this movement speed? Like what do you got as a... Oh wow, those shards flew a long way.
The other one is the 25 seconds cooldown reduction.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if he went for it, considering the pace that this game is taking. How often he's triggering cooldown. Right now, that Fiend Script doing its work, but Kyle breaks him free with a stun and will sacrifice his life. 5 heroes from Vega moving to the top lane, and all they get is a measly Ogre. They would have really wanted more for this kind of commitment.
And they're gonna have a huge problem with this Tiny later on.
Sorry, it's the butterfly picture. Like, Z-Freak now, master of the butterfly effect.
Z-Freak is a clown. I like him, man.
Why is he doing?
A bot tower going down to the Abaddon.
Oh, I get it. He's doing the puck wings. It's the puck wings.
Oh yeah, how could the enemies not see that?
It was a sign. It was a sign. So early on. Now Z-Freak, a 2-man Dream Coil, and Chessie in the thick of it. They get the stun over on the Tiny, needing to bring him down. Very, very difficult when Guardian Angel's already been triggered off, but then again, Aloha Dance is dying quickly. Chessie and Limp, they're all over him like a hot rash. They bring him down. 3 heroes lost. God, he was looking for just one, but he can't even claim that. Now they will. Swindles will die. God goes into the river, but won't stop Move from miscoiling him out, and that is a full team wipe in favor of compLexity. Baited him into the fight. Z-Freak was the perfect AoE control. And that Tiny, unable to be saved by that Tuskar Snowball.
And Z-Freak did a lot of work this team fight. But also what kind of lost Vega the team fight was... Omni was about to cast his ultimate, but then Tusk put him in a snowball. As you can see here maybe, he's in the middle of the animation. And then Tusk put him in the snowball, which cancelled everything.
And then they come out to let the ulti go, but by then, compLexity were all around them.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really blame the Tusk for that. He was just trying to save his teammate. It was just like a little tiny misplay.
Yeah. Didn't understand the timing perfectly.
Yeah.
It's still better than their first series that we cast of Vega today, where there was a lot less synergy between the players.
Right. Yeah.
That was...
They definitely woke up compared to that one.
Yeah. It's definitely a bit like more of a hiccup than anything else, but a costly one. compLexity now pushing their lead to about 5,000 in the net worth, and they keep the movement going. 5-man smoke up. The line is drawn to go directly north. And who have they got? Observable on the hill. They realized someone was farming there, but they also smoked right on top of that dire Observable of Vega. This is the reason why Vega have reacted already. Could have just been great game sense, but...
Yeah, and on top of that, the bot lane wasn't really pushed in, so the smoke was fairly obvious because no one on Radiant was showing. And they dodged it perfectly. So the Tiny did go back for Saint Jasha before the Shadow Blade. His usual build.
Okay.
So Heaven's Hellbird, finish on Abaddon. Ursa's going for Aghanim's. That means the Bane is going to be completely worthless against him. So he did finish the Manta style on the gyro.
They're going up.
They can damage it a little bit.
There was a small hesitation of if they want to go up or not.
They have to be a bit careful. Like, damage it a bit, force them back, and then go back. They shouldn't commit high ground here for sure. A gyro Manta style. Well, I'm always willing to learn. Show me what it does.
Doing gyro Manta into Skadi.
Yep. Maybe he thinks it's Medusa or something.
You have the modifier, right? The modifier which comes in the gyro once he gets level 25.
No. That was Medusa.
That was Medusa. Okay.
Yeah. On gyro 25, you get the 3 missile charges or the global cooldown.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
What you meant with the modifiers was Medusa.
I got my wires crossed on that one. Could you imagine that with gyro with his black cannon?
That would be sick, man. Mjolnir on like 20 targets.
Dude, what you need to see is the IO and gyro working together. And when he turns on flat cannon and starts attacking, then the IO attacks with flat cannon as well.
Alright, yeah. I've seen some crazy stuff with like Alchemist IO too, where IO just attacks like 5 times per second.
That would be great. Roshan's going to spawn up as the Mud Golem's already scanning this out.
They're just going to go for it straight. There's really nothing that can hold them back here.
Yep. And you've even got an Invis rune onto Kyle, so they have all the information they need. Is that actually... Okay. Aghanim Scepter for the Ursa flying out.
Yep. Axe on Ursa. Puck is going for Force Staff.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to kite, or at least get heroes out of the Viper, I think, is probably going to be the biggest one to kite.
Yeah. I'm wondering what Mu is going to go for. They got 3k gold saved up. No item in the quick buy yet.
Probably still wondering if he can get that Blink Dagger or not.
He's going AC, actually.
AC?
Yeah, he got AC
so he got Greaves. Now he's going to go for full sustain. Kyle. Oh, look at me, the biggest target of them all, the Nightmare. Keeping the rest of the team out for the moment until Z-Freak just jumps in. Dream calls them up. It's a perfect clap. The Guardian Angel comes in, but it's too late for the Tusker. They don't have that snowball to protect him. But Chessie, he just instantly breaks free of the Fiend's grip, and now the Dream Call is committed. 4 heroes, all of them getting snapped. And Vega losing life quickly. Afterlife has to try and protect himself with the Repel. Stars his TP out. Limp physical damage will be enough. 4 heroes lost from Vega. compLexity will take Roshan. And this is spiraling out of control for Vega.
And what can you say? It's like just the Abaddon standing behind 4 heroes. He's just hitting them from behind and they can't touch him at all. And then Z-Freak always getting these like 3-4 man coils. Like he's doing so much work.
When he jumped in, like he didn't even use it at the very beginning, which would have been so tempting to do.
Yeah, actually, what happened at the beginning is he jaunted in and he got stunned by an avalanche that was pre-casted already for the ogre, I believe.
Oh, let's have a quick look.
Yeah.
So jump in. You're right. Hit by the avalanche, gets the silence, then jaunts himself out of the fight. And then a quick breakout. Meanwhile, back at the Lifetime, compLexity pushing inside the base of Vega. Slayer trying to be protected by the Nightmare. Able to be done so, but they're losing so much at the top.
Yeah, Omni ult is also cooldown. There's no way they can defend this Rex.
That Sentry is just out of range of Aloha. He'll move a little bit further forward, Sentry on Sentry. But Vega have already lost that top lane of Rax.
I think the only thing I could try to do is really cast that Nether Toxin on top of the Abaddon and really try to burst him down before he can even press his ult. Okay. Because this guy's such a big nuisance in the fight. He's just standing behind 4 heroes and attacking them for free. Like, you can't just let him do that because you have the tools to deal with him. You just need to like actually make it happen.
I don't know. It looks like you're just going to get more and more kited now. Now that Limp has the Skadi, he's got 2,300 life to work with. Not to mention the slow that's going to come with his attack. And Z-Freak's control. And even, like, not even just the control, there's the implication that he brings with the Veil. They're able to pump down such high amounts of magical damage that heroes like Viper, who are meant to be tanky, just look like wet paper.
I mean, once the Viper gets jumped by an Ursa, you're actually not tanky at all anymore.
Well, this is mid-Rax.
Yeah,
like you don't have Viper for a minute. How do you stop it?
No Omni ult either.
Yep. And Ursa just jumps in straight after the Bane. Breaks free once more. Another great reason to have that Aghanim Scepter over on him. They know the Viper, if he had Viper, he would have committed it by now. So this is just an easy chip forward towards the mid-Rax. Aloha, under the cover of Repel, is trying to do as much work as he can, but now Ursa in deep. Couple of swipes, the Bane is no more, and Chessie, shield protected.
Well, they're gonna get all 3 sides pretty much uncontested. They can't really do much about it.
They're gonna jump on spawn. Chessie, yeah.
Still got the cheese, as well as the axe and rage.
Flipper and rage, not enough damage coming into him. They'll burn the cheese, but
Rex is down.
space got created.
Yeah. Last one. And
Megas.
GG.
Not GG yet.
Well, not yet, but
They've got the
technically,
last fight in them. Like,
Yeah.
Vega just got the Bane back up again. They need to find something. Z-Freak would be nice, 3 heroes, and they can actually... Well, that is not what you want.
goodbye, Ogre.
You know,
But
that's...
what sort of kill Ogre and say GG? Yeah.
Like, if we kill anybody else apart from Swindles, then maybe there would have been a chance for that game. But then again, there wasn't much of a chance for that game. Vega royally schooled by compLexity, and the 3-2-2 position of Puck is changing the meaning of the number.